Alrighty, kids. It is Friday. It's just after 10 a.m. and my father has just gone into the dialysis clinic. He doesn't smell good. That's concerning to me. He's clean. I checked. I sprayed him with whole body deodorant. I put additional powder into his drawers. And he has clean clothes on. But he didn't smell good. I don't know what it is. Anyway. We'll find out later, maybe. So today is just a few errands. One of which is Walmart. One of which is the grocery store. And one is the bank. I will go to the bank first and get that over with. Work was uneventful this morning. Most people know the what's the word I'm looking for? It's not tradition. What's the norm? The social norm or the assumed norm is that every gym in America is slam packed on New Year's Day. And that's just not the case for us, and it never really has been. I'm sure I've talked about this before, at least I think I have. For many, many years, 10 or more years, we very closely tracked head counts in the fitness center. Now, there was never a correlation made to the number of people that came into the building, so we don't know what percentage of people coming in the building came in the fitness center. But we did know every half hour we did a head count in the fitness center. Several years we actually broke that head count down to the kind of machine people were on, but that got to be a little tedious in the tracking. How do I know? I was the tracker. And then they decided really all they needed to know was how many people were in the room. Once they decided that they were going to get the ratio of cardio equipment that they wanted, regardless of what the number said. So consequently, we have gone from 12 down to 8 treadmills, and that's a mistake. Anyway, so based on the tracking that we did for all those years, I'm going to say it was like 12 years. Anyway, based on those numbers, we never would hit our New Year's, quote unquote, New Year's peak till usually the first full week of February. I guess genuinely nobody knows why. I just kind of came to believe, at least, that it was because people would resolve to get in better shape, but they would not resolve to stop procrastinating. And we run a no joining fee special through the month of January, and so they would wait till the last minute to join. Consequently, the first that they would come in would be right around the beginning of February. I know there's a lot of people, probably worldwide, that are reluctant to go to a gym because of fear of judgment or fear of wasting your time, not knowing what you're doing, or doing the wrong thing, or getting hurt, or bulking up, or getting too thin, or blah, 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 blah. Come up with as many reasons as you want. There really is no reason to not exercise in some form or fashion. And you can't tell me otherwise. It would have to be an extraordinarily rare medical condition that would preclude you from exercising. I have seen, in fact, I trained personal training a paraplegic. Actually, twice, 2 different paraplegics I've worked with in the gym. We have had those with MS. We have had those with TBIs. We have had Parkinson's. I personal trained with a guy that had Parkinson's. Yeah, so there are a whole lot of reasons that people may think they can't exercise, but you can. One young lady who was wheelchair bound could swim like a fish. And that's what she did when she'd come to the Y. And when she was able to rehabilitate herself to the point where she actually could use a walker, this was a TBI patient, she would, with her assistant, come to the fitness center on her walker and actually lift weights. I have seen as old as 96 years old in the wellness center, and the youngest we allow is 10. So no excuses, just go in, get it done, and don't let anybody intimidate you or make you feel less than. If you're new and don't know what you're doing, ask somebody. You might ask the wrong person, but odds are people just want to help you, and if they don't, then they're not your people anyway. So I guess that's all I got to say about that. It's it's an environment where you can make connections that you never would have imagined you'd make. I've made so many connections that I value highly, yeah. If you don't want to join a gym, doesn't mean you can't exercise. It's like I used to say during the pandemic, you can exercise at home. If you have 2 feet, you can walk, you can do whatever. All right, enough about that, I guess. All right, apparently we're going to have a wait here at the drive-up ATM machine, because Ethel can't pull up close enough, so she has to roll her window down and get out of the vehicle. Hey, why's your window down if you're going to open the door anyway? And there she goes. So the other day I got behind somebody, husband and wife. Apparently it was taking 2 of them to figure out how to use the ATM, and they were not in their car. They had parked. And I thought, what the hell is going on? And it took them forever. And I'm just sitting here, and I was patient. I didn't say anything. I didn't honk. I didn't give them any indication when they would glance my way that I was frustrated by how long it was taking them, but it was taking them way too damn long. And then they got done, and they actually walked back towards the front of the bank, and I started to think, were they up to something in the middle of the day in broad daylight? So when I got done, they were still sitting in their car, because it doesn't take me that long. So I drove over behind them and took their picture. I leaned their vehicle and their license plate, and then I waited to hear something on the news, and I didn't, so I deleted the picture. Don't fuck with me. I'm a snoop. Anyway, that's all for now. See ya. I've said it before. I repeat myself a lot. I think I've said it before earlier in this video. But, you don't work at the Y for the money. You really don't. I didn't know that when I started working there, but I soon came to realize that there were other things there worth working for. And one of them is the relationships you develop. And unfortunately, for someone like myself who's been there a long time, you develop relationships, especially if it's with an older crowd, which is, I think, primarily what the YMCA is. You watch people age out, so to speak. That's a nice way of saying you see a lot of members die. And usually it's not from, it's often just age. I mean, literally. Because most people at the Y, most people at any exercise facility, are doing a lot of things to take care of themselves. Eating right, obviously exercising, getting adequate social interaction, which is good for the soul, and they just get old. We've had some very good young 50-ish members that get cancer, things like that, heart attacks, whatever. But it's the ones that kind of age out that kind of hit you the most sometimes. And I was thinking this morning about this, and one of my favorites that come to mind is a gentleman named Art. I'm not withholding anything. I can't for the life of me remember his last name. And there aren't a whole lot of members left that I think might know Art. They might remember him if they saw him. But damn it if I didn't see him when I was walking into the grocery store. And it took me a minute because it's been a while. And as we talked, he said it's been five or 6 years. He quit shortly before the pandemic to better care for his wife in their home. And as he did that, to the best of his ability, as long as he could, it got to the point where she is now in a facility and he's still caring for her. He said, I'm there every day, sometimes multiple times a day. He said it's putting a loved one into a facility like that does not abdicate any responsibility or a sense of responsibility. You still want to go and see and do all you can for them. And man, that just hit me hard. Art's obviously aged in 5.5 years, we'll say. But he's getting out and he's doing his own grocery shopping while he's caring for his wife. Art's 91. And as good as it was talking to him, it was hard to see. There's just some people there you really grow attached to. And you miss them when they're gone, and you wonder how they're doing, and sometimes you find out and you kind of wish you didn't know. But I'm just going to say old Art's still pretty good.